So, hey everyone, this is the second interview for the uh, Champions Path Draft League Season 3 Tom and Tyros stream to get to know the coaches. We got KD here, coach of the Detroit Dragapults, with an awesome freaking logo. That's a hard logo right there. And let's just get right into it. So, KD, how about you introduce yourself to the league and tell us a little bit about your Pokemon history and a little bit about yourself?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Eh, my name's Kevon Borland. Everyone knows me as K Demarni. Um, Basically, I've been playing Pokemon since the Sapphire days, since like '03, and that's Pokemon Sapphire was actually the first Pokemon game I've gotten. I wanted
Nice.
Ruby because I liked Red, but my parents got the wrong one, so it's fine. So I actually accepted it, and I've loved it since. And for VGC, I've actually played every Pokemon main series game since then till now. And we've actually Sword and Shield was actually the first year I've actually played VGC because all these years before I didn't think I was really good enough. But like I've like kind of kept up with like the whole VGC scene as like a whole. So kind of like see what's good and what's not good. But for the most part, that's everything so far has been really great for the Pokemon. My basic background so far, I would say.
Awesome.
Um,
Oh,
Awesome.
nice.
So going back all the way to the beginning of the draft, did you have any like strats going in as far as um, uh, what kind of team you wanted to build or things that you were specifically looking for, like redirection or weather or terrain?
yeah, so basically, for the draft, I tried not to make like a hard team as much as I can. Kind of got more of ideas. I know I wanted like the basic, well, the general fire, water, grass core, just to have overall solid coverage. And then I also looked at to have like 3 to 4 solid like support mons, and then also mix it with like heavy hitters just to in case they want trick room, tailwind, speed control, just stuff like that, and also to redirection to me was a huge thing with
Hmm.
like the draft because you only have one or like there's really not that much in the draft. So let's say you don't have redirection, a lot of like weakness policy strats and all of those like cell proc things, like you can't stop them. So it can be really bad if you don't have redirection for like let's say like in your draft planning.
Dude, I couldn't agree with you more. And Togekiss was at the top of my draft board for that reason. And it went pick 3 in the Eastern Conference draft. It went right up there. You got the Clefairy to help you with the redirection, which is one of the best in the game right now. But just
Hmm.
to touch on that a little bit more. So what do you feel really did work out other than the redirection in the draft? And what didn't work out in the draft? Were you going for anything and you didn't get it that you were like, oh, that slipped right out from under me?
So I'd say what didn't work out first, just because that's like an easier thing I'd say. So, basically, you guys saw my logo. I want Dragon Ball because I personally think Dragon Ball's the best like Pokemon just overall, Dynamax or non-Dynamax. And then ever since I've gotten Sword and Shield, that's like one of the first Pokemon I've used like on my ever VGC team, and it's just like it's so fast and the power behind it too, just like life orb or like anything like that. Or worst case scenario, you've seen weakness pulse, Dragapult get +2 in one turn and just kind of like just roll through your team. So that's one thing I didn't. I was like upset I didn't get, but I had that backup just in case because I honestly didn't think I'd get the 100%. So and the other Pokemon I kind of wanted, but I wasn't too I wasn't too like upset I didn't get was Cinderace because it can literally be any type it wants, and it's almost kind of like hard to like pin it down at the same time. So if it changed type, let's say you're gonna hit with a super effective move, and it changed type, you're in a bad position right there. So those were 2 Pokemon I was like kind of upset I didn't get, but I had backups just in case for those Pokemon. Um, what I was happy to end up getting, I was happy to end up getting Clefairy. That was like I think my basically my number 2 pick overall next
I
to
love that.
Dragapult. Yeah, so I was just like no matter what happens, I like told myself during the draft, no matter what happens, I'm picking Clefairy second. I don't care what goes on first, Clefairy second, just because that I need this out of everything.
I remember
Um,
I remember we were doing the draft like live, and
mhm,
we had Jade on with us. It was me, Jade, Alpaca, and then Tom and United ended up jumping in. But that first round, we saw you grab Spectre, I remember, and we were like, "Oh, that's a good pick." It really depends though what he pairs it with. And then when you grab Clefairy in the second round, everyone was like, "Oh, okay, this is a lot bigger of a deal now." So that
mhm.
I think that was a great grab in the second round.
So the funny thing was that, right? Spectre was my backup for Dragapult because I listened to the first draft early that day, and like the West draft, I was kind of confused because certain Pokemon didn't go early, I guess. And then I was like, I don't think anyone in the East draft would maybe pick Spectria first round. So I was like,
Oh,
you
he
know
was
what?
on my board. He was on my board on the wraparound.
Yeah. He was just on there for so long. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna assume no one in the East will pick it early. So just in case I didn't get Dragapult, which I didn't, it was like 2 spots before me. So I was like, so close. Spectria overall, like I'd say he's slightly slower, but he's still one of the fastest in the game, still behind Dragapult. And then you have also his high special attack, and then his boost, the Grimnay boost, which if that gets out of control, I can just literally click Max Phantasm, Max Strike or Max Quake into everyone's team, and kind of get out of control from that. And then next to Clefairy too, it makes it kind of like hard to really kill or target. So those two for my first and second pick, I say was one of my main accomplishments right after that. And then I would say I needed some coverage because I need a fighting type for sure. So, and the funny part, as you guys know, both number 17 and me were like back-to-back picks. He got on the snake back, he got the water Shifu, and then I picked the dark one right after him. And then I think the next round I forgot I had the dark one. So I thought I had the water one the entire time. So I thought I had water coverage, and that going forward messed up my whole draft picks. And I'll tell
Oh
you guys why.
no!
Yeah.
So, how do you think you ended up rounding everything out as far as how your team's looking right now?
So usually for like the draft, what I try to do, I try to get a good like solid, I'd say top four. I end up picking four S tiers, which Cartana was my fourth S tier, but then I end up later on trading it. After I realized I didn't have a water Urshifu, so but I try to get four like really like top heavy guys, so like people have to respect it, and then three offensive guys next to Clefairy kind of just makes it very dangerous because Clefairy is like one of the best things for hyper offensive teams. And then I think it was the fifth round. I thought to myself, hold on, my guys are all fast, not the most like bulky guys. So let me try to like get more of a trick room kind of route just in case because in a draft league you need a lot of different coverage and like versatility on your team. So if you build a team and don't have a trick room answer, if you play trick room every week, you almost have an automatic loss or bad matchup just going in. So that's when I looked and saw Mimikyu. First, I looked on everyone's team. I was like, I didn't hear anyone pick Mimikyu, so I was like, is he even on the list? Like, I actually was like looking to see if he was on the list, and then I was like, wait, he's right there. And then I thought to myself, wait, no one took Mimikyu. What's going on? So I
So
kind of
that
wait.
actually,
Go ahead,
yeah.
bro. How you
Wait, I'm
go?
sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. Go
No, but
ahead. Go
that
ahead.
leads into my next question about trades. So tell
Yeah.
us what went into your thought picking up Mimikyu. You were like, I need the trick room. And then after that, can you go into the rest of your trades? You have four trades. You're one of the teams that have used all your trades. So this is your final roster. I am
Yeah.
also in that situation too. So
Yeah.
I'd love to hear your thought about picking up and dropping these Pokemon while you're talking about the Mimikyu trade.
Yeah. Actually to the Cartana. Um, so before I did any trade, so I made my team and went through my team. So I was like, I had a trick room team. I had like all my coverage, and then going back to my fire water grass core, I had my fire water grass all set right there. But then I realized I didn't have the water Urshifu, so I had the dark one. And right after the draft, I looked at the draft list for a solid 10 minutes. Every every list, every tier, just to see like a good water Pokemon I could get, just to see get more coverage. Just to like, I need a water Pokemon, but also something to benefit my team because I had more like special attackers. I would say, not enough physical attackers. And then I looked at my team and saw it was very. It was more. I had more glass cannons that I'd like. So that's when I decided to trade my S tier for I thought to myself, instead of trading for another S tier, I said I could easily trade my S tier right now to get an A tier and just have 25 points left just in case if I want to upgrade or not the entire time. So I trade Cartana for Gyarados, which is an A tier, and I think Gyarados is a great pickup, especially for my week 2 now. I got 25 points back and my water Pokemon, so I got the overall coverage. And then I also get a ground coverage as well with my Gyarados. And then I also looked at my team overall and I realized I didn't have enough Trick Room heavy hitters. So I traded my I was with the Galarian Zapdos at the time, which I traded that for a Mudsdale, which that overall gave me another heavy hitter all right there for my team, I believe. And I did make 2 more trades because I know I used 3 of my trades very early. I can't remember my third trade. I know I traded. Oh,
I got it in front of me.
Kangaskhan.
So I got your four. It
Oh,
was
okay.
the four were officially Zapdos Galarian for Gyarados,
Oh,
trade
yes.
one.
Okay, okay,
Cartana for Delmise, trade two.
okay.
The Kangaskhan for Meowstic. I almost said
Sick.
Mimikyu. I almost combined the two Pokemon, which is quite funny to me. And then probably one of my favorite trades, because I have been sleeping on this Pokemon, and I love the way you used it this recent week. Because I did watch your battle. Congrats on the win, and congrats on
Thank
being
you,
one of the
thank you.
six 2-0 teams. But the Articuno K, you dropped that for Silvally, and the Fairy type physical attacking Silvally is not something I've ever really seen that much before.
Hmm.
And it's something I feel like I'm like, why hasn't that come up against Yveltal or Moltres or any of those type of teams? So I love the last two. I love all your trades. I would say the fourth one is my favorite. But yeah, the Kangaskhan for Meowstic is the third, and Articuno K for Silvally is the fourth.
Oh, okay, okay. Actually, now I remember the trades. I'll actually go through them. So the Galare Zapdos for the Gyarados. Did an equal trade for A to A, but my the time had run out for the grace period, so I just used my trades. I was like, that's fine. I'll just use my trade and have 3 trades. And
You
then I told
wanted it.
myself, yeah, I
Yeah.
just needed that. I need a water type. There was like no way I would have done first week without having a water type because water types, bulky waters are one of the stronger types. A tier, in my opinion, and maybe S tier. So I got Gyarados, which loved the pick overall. And then the Cartana for Delmise. I believe,
That was
if
a
I'm correct,
that was a dual trade. Yeah, it was Cart
yes,
and Kangaskhan together, and then you picked up um two A's, I think, for that. Yeah,
yeah, I believe
that was
Delmise
great.
was B tier and Kangaskhan was C tier. So Cartana was S tier. So Cartana was worth 100 points. I dropped down to a 50 points, got 50 left, and then used 25 points on the Kangaskhan to got Meowstic. Yeah, so that was like I think like one of my best trades because I was like I need extra points and like I need a really good trade. And Meowstic with Sprangster is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the
Yep.
coverage is just crazy on that Pokemon.
Yep.
And that now brings me to my last trade, which I was actually surprised this Pokemon was like not picked. So
I've never really used it, so I'm excited to see how you use it going forward.
so the thing with Hill Valley was actually a Pokemon I was actually using a playthrough before. No, it was actually after I beat the game. So I got it afterwards. So I was like, wait, so this Pokemon can be any type. It's very interesting. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I had Galarian Articuno, which I had for Tailwind, but I was like, it's not enough to have it on my team. And then week two, I just didn't have any fairy types. I was like, I need a Pokemon. I need like a lot of coverage, but I only have one trade left. So I was kind of looking through the C's and B tiers, mainly the B tier, see just what's available. And then I saw Phil Valley. I was like, wait, hold on. This could be this type. This could be every type. And imagine this in a draft, right? You're prepping for 11 Pokemon realistically, right?
Yep.
Imagine prepping for just 10 Pokemon and almost like 15. That's like maybe 10 more because so that can be like any other type, right? The 10 you're prepping for plus any random type. That really kind of like throw the huge wrench into everyone's plan because you never know what you could expect to be, or
No,
what
it,
you can bring in.
no, it gets a super wide range of moves too, special and physical. I think
Yeah,
it's special move is a physical move, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's super cool.
Multi-attack is a physical move.
Yeah,
yeah,
super
it
cool,
is. Yeah,
man.
it is. And a lot of times I wouldn't even have to like run multi. It wouldn't have to be offensive. It can be extremely support because it learns so many support moves. And just this overall coverage. I remember for week two, I looked at the matchups. I was like, I don't have a good way to stop Moltres, and that's a problem. Moltres is a problem for my team because I have four Ghost Pokemon, and there's no way he would leave that.
Mm.
So I picked up Silver Valley, and the stats on it was very just ridiculous. If you saw the stats on it, it had enough attack, just always one shot Moltres within Dynamax, just multi attacks. So
God damn it, that's
yeah.
awesome.
And then if it Dynamax, I believe it does like 70% still to like 60%.
Oh
But then
my.
with Helping Hand too, it just like does like 80% about. So it's like, well, that's fun. You can get Berserk, but you're gonna die in like 2 turns. So yeah, and Fair type going into his team does like extremely well against every type besides Kartana. That's where now I was like, huh. As you saw, Tom, Gyarados came in.
God,
Um,
the Fire Blast was awesome. For anyone who
yeah.
didn't see the match, I highly recommend you going to check it out. Let me shout out your Twitch real quick. Or can you shout out your Twitch?
It's Professor Oak VGC. He had the match.
Oh,
Yeah. He had the VOD. I did because he had him streaming it that night. Yeah.
okay.
So if
Professor
they
Oak
want to watch the game,
VGC.
yeah.
Yeah, please go watch it. It was awesome to watch as like a fan's perspective, just watching that. And then, oh my God, did I accidentally start it? Yeah, I'm sorry. I accidentally clicked it on Twitch. So if you heard that come through, I was so excited I started watching it now. But I highly recommend going to watch that because it was so awesome. Once you see that Fire Blast Gyarados come through, you're like, it's over. It's over. Katie's got this. It was over
So
before that, but that was the icing on the cake.
the prep. So I just want to talk about the prep for that team real quickly.
Yes,
I
yes.
remember I was playing. Well, his name's Kevin, my friend number 17. Um, we played each other week two, and we were both just like, "This sucks. I don't want to play," because we played each other so much. We're just like, again. And I told him, I was like, "Well, I'm gonna go hard. I'm sorry. Like, I told him I don't want to beat your team." And I was like, wait, so how did I beat his team? Because I know he's Kartana could be a big problem because like I want to bring fairy types. And then I did a calc for Gyarados with Fire Blast and Flamethrower. And even though I was minus special attack nature, Fire Blast still one shots Kartana, which to me was like that's ridiculous.
Absolutely absurd.
And Sylvala also had Flamethrower.
Oh,
Flamethrower also one shots Kartana, max or not max. But honestly, I think the funniest or like the biggest MVP that game was Gyarados
oh yeah. Oh, you
because
have 5 kills with it, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking. You brought it once, and you have 5 kills with it. That's a
yeah,
dominant Pokemon in one battle to have. Well, it's 2 battles or 3 potentially, but 5 kills is a massive amount. And you 2-0'd him, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you were one of the teams that won 2-0.
yeah.
So it's just awesome, man, that you were able to get 5 kills with it. Super impressive. And then, how did you do last week? I should have this in front of me.
So
Excuse me.
last week there was a disconnect issue. That was the
So you're 3-0 in round one, in rounds one. You have not
yeah, yeah,
lost a round yet, technically, because of the
yeah.
disconnect issues. And that happens. It sucks when it happens, and I'm glad it didn't happen to anyone this week. But it's just like you're forced to be reckoned with. I hope you know you're putting a target on your back by not having any rounds lost and being one of those 6-0 teams. I mean 2-0. You're one of the 6 2-0 teams. I'm sorry.
No, I know. That's why every week going forward, I'm just gonna tell myself, well, I'm gonna have to try harder each week, or at least get enough wins to make the playoffs. That's just what I'm just going for right now. Or even like no matter what, or honestly, I'm trying to bring different teams every week. That's
I
just
love that goal. That's what
my
I was
thing.
trying to do early last year, and I did the opposite when I went on a win streak. And I was like, it was working. Let me just do it again. And that's something I'm going to try to do too. That's an awesome goal to have, to try to bring a different team every week.
Did
Just to keep everyone undefeated. Wait, go ahead, sorry.
I was just
I
gonna
apologize.
say, going back to your team, is there any mon that really like has stood out to you that you didn't know if it was gonna actually help or not, and actually has done well, or you actually? I know we play each other next week, so you don't have to give any crazy strats out, but anything that you're kind of excited to use.
How do you guys play each other?
Oh, no problem, no problem. So, I think Mons that stood out to me. So, I personally, I personally love Clefairy because put Clefairy next to anything, they're just two dangerous pairs all the time.
Hmm.
And it's funny because my Clefairy too. So, I got the Clefairy. Like it's a German Clefairy, which the name is hilarious. It's PP, so this is so funny too. And the another Pokemon also like surprised. I personally like Mudsdale because it's very, very versatile, and so that's another one. So those two so far are just two of my favorites so far. Just kind of going into the seasons, like each week, so I'd say.
I absolutely
Uh,
love that. Yeah. And so going into, I know it's early in the season. Right now, you're 2-0 in matches. You're 3-0 in rounds one. How do you like your odds going into the playoffs? Do you see yourself dominating this league going forward too? What are your thoughts looking forward?
so going, it's not 9 weeks, right, for each week.
Nine
Well,
weeks. You
every
got 7 battles left.
so I'd say I have a pretty good odds going in the playoffs so far. I would say.
Yep, I
I
would too.
do know one of those weeks I do play Lil Smurf, who is also my friend. So that's another game. It'll be very interesting to see how that one goes.
Can I
And then
interject real quick?
yeah,
I love his Twitch name, Bum Trash Garbage. It makes me laugh every
it's
time I say it.
I know it's so fun. So it's just like the more you know him, how he talks, he just says everything in like a sarcastic tone, and it's just so funny. And he just speaks his mind. So it's even funnier all the time too. So it's always fun to be around him.
I love that. That's aw you know, that's aw I want to get him on one of these weeks too. I don't know if I wrote him down for week three. I got a couple of people I want to reach out to week three. Yeah, he's not on
Oh
my
yeah.
week three list, but he's on the list going forward in the future.
And then yeah, so I'd have a pretty good odds going into the playoff, I'd say. Each week, there are a couple people I am very wary of, I would say, and their team overall. And it's Tyros actually one of those people, just because his team just looks very scary. I was like, how am I gonna deal with this? That's no ideas as yet. So I'm just kind of like, I'll figure it out tomorrow.
Hey, you
I'm
got
in the
7 days to figure it out. And
I
usually,
know.
me personally, I like to have my plan set by Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. And if I don't, and if my plan's going into Thursday or Friday, I'm like, oh crap, I'm playing. This guy's got a good team.
So I plan for team. I just kind of like look at a team and write it down and just say, well, I have no idea. And then I find myself 3 days prior. I'm like, well, this is what I have. It's but the only reason I do that though, because a lot of the teams I do know like stats and like basically stats moves for like a lot of the Pokemon. So like and like whatever team or plan I'm going to use, I try to see like, how does this counter really it for the most part? And then if this doesn't work out, what's my plan A, B, C, D just in case? And that's like really the best I think I could do at that point. I hope for the best.
Dude, I absolutely love that. And then it's have you been in any draft leagues before this? We finished all our questions. I feel like you've answered all the questions we got, and you answered the Fox question, which I didn't even really get to ask, but I did ask of this, like who are you worried about going forward, and you answered Tyros. So that shout
Oh,
out Fox for that question.
also, actually, a couple people love a lot. Tyros, one of them. Fox v Hanny, that's one. And
Well, Fox is a season 1 champ. Haney's a season 2 champ. So those are two good people to have on that list. That's a
and
smart
then
list.
also there's also this as well to United, because
Oh
we
my
played in that preseason.
tournament he ran, right?
Yeah. We played in a preseason tournament.
I love that though. It makes these battles so much more interesting because you care that much more and you'll do that much more prep and you'll do what it takes to win. And that's what we need in this league, man. And that's what we want competitors doing that. So this is so awesome to hear from my perspective as one of the competitors in the league, like one of your peers in this league. I come for everyone's throats. I want to see you do that. I want to see you go undefeated and be a force to be reckoned with, KD. The way you're
I'm trying to
talking,
go
your
undefeated.
team, I love it. I absolutely love it right now, man.
Because thing is, I think, all right, if I go undefeated, I get a bye. I get one more extra week. That's all.
We'll talk to
I'll take
B80 about that. We'll try to figure it out.
I'll take first or second. I was like, you know what? If I get a bye, I can take next week and like, all right, I can relax.
Is there the playoffs? Seed 1 and seed 2 both get a buy, and they both get $15 for making it. So that's awesome because we only paid $10 to join. So you get your money back plus another 5 on top of that. And if
Hey,
you
I'll
make it to
take
this,
it.
yeah, if you make it to the second round, what's it called? That's another $5 too. So that's awesome, man. It's I love that we're doing a little cash prize at the end. Keep everyone into it a little bit more. And dude, I don't think I'm going to be picking against you much going forward in the predictions when we do them with Fox and Behaney.
Oh no, because I take every game very seriously.
And if you pick against you, I feel like you're going to take it personal too, which Behaney does because I know that from
Of
picking
course.
against him too. I've picked
I
against
was
him and I'm like, no offense, and he gets, he's like,
no,
no offense.
I love that week too. Everyone was like picking number 17 because he beat Silver
End
Broom.
up, I
Because
did,
I
I did that
was
too.
like, oh, I was like, I that honestly he had so much more pressure, and I was like, I'm sorry. It's like I'm I told him this would be a big test for you because if you win as a friend, I'd be happy. It is what it is.
So want me to tell you right now who picked you in the predictions tabs that I took notes on?
Who?
So Behaney picked you to win, Tyros picked
Yeah.
you to win, Snom picked you to win, and Jax picked you to win. So those
I
four
don't-
guys were in your corner. Shout out all four of them. And then I'm gonna shout out me and the rest of the guys that picked against you, which I doubt we're gonna do a lot more. So shout out me, Fox, uh, Jolt, Alpaca, and Pops. In our predictions tabs, we all picked against you, and we all got the little X next to it in my notes.
So one thing I've learned, so like
Yes,
even
please.
with playing, so with VGC, one of those things you have to develop your play style. I would
Yeah.
say you have to kind of like know what play style suits you, either fast play style or slow play style. I've learned with I start off like fast paced, trying to kind of like clean up games very quickly. Or the thing with me, I would like if I stop to think about games and take my time playing, I think I'm more dangerous that way because I don't think I wasn't making any really mistakes in the game week 2. I was just more so just taking KOs. Anything comes on, KO, easier for me in the end. Getting
Mm,
down to an end game where I take out Moltres and Kartana, I had 2 Pokemon with fire moves.
fire moves.
If I got one speed boost that at any point, I would always be in front, and then that's what I capitalize on.
So your prep seemed to have worked out too. You knew what
Yeah.
you were doing, you knew what you wanted to do, and it worked perfect, and you took advantage of it to take the win. I
Hmm.
absolutely love hearing this, man. Yeah, again, I don't I don't I've been saying this a lot to you, and I've been saying using this phrase, a force to be reckoned with, and you are that. I'm excited to see the rest of your matches going forward, man. And again, you stream at Professor O PROFOAKVGC. So anyone
Hmm.
who stumbles upon this video, please check out his Twitch. You're gonna learn a lot like I did from this conversation. And it's already 11:16, so you got any last words before we end it?
No, no, that's all it for right. That's all right there. Actually, this actually is my second draft league. I did
Oh,
enter
nice.
a higher draft league with Jin Fira. If you guys know who Jin is, great
I think
VGC.
Jade's in that league too. That's
Yes,
awesome.
yes, yes, yes. Um, didn't do as well as I would like that league because I didn't get to pick a good draft because I was at work, so that kind of like messed it up. But
Ah.
overall, the experience from that draft league because I played with like players been playing for like 6+ years, so that experience right there now to this, it just like another great thing I'm just using from that league to now. So I'm just
And
going each game, just like prepping different ways every single team, every single time.
I got another 5 minutes if you want to tell us a little bit more about that league because I'm interested. I know a lot of people probably are too. I don't know much about it. Is there a way to watch the YouTube matches or like Twitch
Oh,
matches for that one too?
so I know some people they have their Twitch and YouTube but it's all different. So I know some of them you can maybe find. I could try to find some that kind of send so you can actually like kind of see it. But basically the draft league it's called High Roller Draft League. So it's $100 buy-in up front.
Ooh-wee.
Yep, and it's 8 weeks. Every game you play, it's a $25 pay in. So you
Oh
win
wow.
25 or you lose 25. Oh yeah, so every week is serious.
That's big bucks right there, man. That's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. And you said you're
Yep.
not doing as well as you wanted. What's your record?
So right now I'm 3-8, which is like it
All
is what
right.
it is. The first couple of games, it took me a while to kind of figure out my team, which was a big thing for me. And
Yeah.
the people have played VGC.
You
I've
said for a
basically
while.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I'll play like maybe minimum like 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. So it was just like 1 year experience versus that was not in my core. But honestly, every single game, they're very surprised I only had 1 year experience, which it's been going on every single like I've been getting better every single time. I figured out my team like basically the bottom half in the season. So like the last 4 weeks, I went 3-1 the last 4 weeks.
I feel like it helps you and it hurts your team. I mean, your opponent's team when they're prepping, they're like, "Oh God, he's on a 3-1 win streak in his last four." Like they don't
Hmm.
want to see that either. So I love the like build on the positive, and that's
Hmm.
awesome, man.
Hmm.
And I just started playing VGC, so it's like this is my first year really into it too,
Hmm.
and that's all you can ask for. Get better every time you battle, get better every day, and I feel like you getting better is accelerated by this high roller draft league too. And
Oh
then the
yeah.
competition in here is good, man. Even though we got some guys like me that only have 1 year experience, we got some guys who have been battling their ass off in the first two seasons. So I'm excited to see. You know what? Let me pull up your schedule real quick. I can't see it in front of me. You got oh, you know what? I should have wrote this down before.
What a problem.
But
And
you
even
got Tyros
even besides
week 3.
VGC, I do a lot of shiny hunting because when the pandemic started, I was just getting into VGC, so I did a lot of shiny hunting. Even till now, I have a lot of collections for shiny, so I do
What's
other
the
things besides
hardest
VGC.
one you've ever hunted?
I try to hunt a shiny lit wig. It took me 1,781 eggs.
What the fuck, bro? How long
Yeah,
is that like time wise?
that well, so like me just kind of like casually doing it. It was like 3 weeks to a month.
Okay.
But I was doing other things in between. But I was just like, this is ridiculous. So you know how the daycare had two in Sorensha
There
there's
were
two
two
daycares.
daycares. Yeah.
There was time I would try to use the other daycare to get competitive Pokemon for like online. I would get shinies in the time just to get like good IV Pokemon, and I get so annoyed and just I wouldn't understand how shiny works at that point. But yeah, that was my craziest one so far.
That okay. And I never caught the shiny bug really. I'm glad I never got it because it's so time consuming. But I respect the hell out of all you guys that got bit by the shiny bug. Because that's so
I got bit by both the VGC and the shiny hunting bug. It's not a good habit. Yeah, it makes
I
you
love
kind of
it.
yeah. But yeah,
Dude, I absolutely love it.
oh
But
the schedule. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off from that. I
I
apologize.
got no, I got the schedule. I just wrote it down while you were answering too. So you got
Oh,
Tyros who's 1-1, United who's 2-0, Silver who's played great even though he's 0-2, and Fox who's 2-0 in your last four. In your next four, I mean. So I'm excited to see each and every one of those battles personally. And yeah, man, it's already 11:22. I gotta cut it off before
oh,
11:30.
no problem, no problem, no problem,
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
dude, if I definitely want to get you and Tank back on because I loved
Sounds
hearing
good.
your insight on this. I love talking to you guys today, and I look forward to competing with you in the rest of the league and talking to you going forward because this was a blast, man. I hope you had a fun and thank you for your time again. I really appreciate your time. Happy Easter one more time, and just
No
thank
problem.
you
Thanks for
again.
having me. I appreciate it for both you guys so much for you having me. All right, and I can't wait to talk to you guys more. Kind of get to know you guys more overall. All right, guys, and I hope you guys had a good Easter tonight.
Thank you, and absolutely, man. And yeah, shout out Tyros, whose headphones died, so he didn't leave y'all.
Tyler's the MVP. No, he's here. He's there. He's here in
He's a
spirit.
tech wizard, man. He's the man. So I appreciate everything Tyros does. I appreciate you, Katie. I appreciate you, Tank, if you're still listening in. And God, thank you again for your time. And I really do appreciate it. I can't say how much I appreciate it more because we're just trying these streams out. So you guys are two of the first people we're doing the interview style with. And I think this went great. So again, thank you. And I look forward to talking to you more, man. I think we're gonna call the recording now. And Tyros, if
Oh,
you're
for sure.
listening, yeah, let's just end it here.